in in Humboldt County yet again. And like I said, one day we will meet in person. And thanks for all the work that you do, and your heart and your passion, and your willingness to share it with us. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Miahue Anin, hello. Naneto Sophia Madrigal, and I'm an enrolled member of the Cahuilla Band of Indians on my father's side and in Anishinaabe, so Turtle Mountain Chippewa on my mother's. Growing up, I was taught stories are medicine, culture is strength, women are leaders, and that we have a responsibility to our ancestors. Our ancestors survived a great deal for us to be here, and with them our stories. Yet our stories are being forgotten, and with them our identity. This matters because if the narrative that is being told is one that begins with Columbus or colonization and ends with the Indian termination policy, you will get a very different perspective than if you begin with our creation stories and you end with our activism. Indigenous stories teach us that women are powerful, sacred beings. Aki, the earth is sacred. Nimisin, my older sister, is sacred. Ninga, my mother, is sacred. Ajimo, she who tells a story, is sacred. I am one of 24 Cahuilla grandchildren, most of whom are girls. As an Indigenous girl, I know all too well that metaphorically and physically we are being taken. Indigenous people from across the globe and their wisdom that honors women is being erased, their voices silenced and their stories untold. It is my responsibility to receive, preserve, and tell these stories because without them, we are lost. I started my journey by digging down to the roots of my heritage, seeking healing medicine for my people. Ancestral stories are timeless entities which hold powerful archetypes and teachings that can help us heal and find our way through unimaginable atrocities. Storytelling is the core of ancestral wisdom, and it is a traditional form of healing. When I began this journey, I thought I was seeking healing for my people. What I didn't know was that I was bringing healing for myself. At the beginning of my journey to revitalize art as healing, and at the start of the global pandemic quarantine, my father died. Suddenly and unexpectedly, and I found myself in an unimaginable need of healing. My father, a cultural carrier, was integral in restoring the traditional Cahuilla bird songs for his people. His sudden departure from the earth handed to me the responsibility as the next generation to continue his legacy of cultural revitalization as healing. My father told me that the greatest loss in life is not loss itself, but who we forget when trying to erase who we truly are. For my own healing journey, I founded the Luke Madrigal Indigenous Storytelling Nonprofit, a tribute to my father. The nonprofit aims to bring Indigenous stories forward by focusing on healing for Indigenous people across the globe. To quote Leslie Mormon Silko, you don't have anything if you don't have stories. Survival is contingent on its ability to keep telling the story, to keep up the circulation of narrations that make up the past, the present, and the future of Native American culture. To help strengthen myself so I could be strong enough to help others, I helped facilitate an 8-week workshop called Healing Through the Indigenous Art of Storytelling series to create art from ancestral stories to address adversity. I saw young Indigenous girls' artistic expression come together in strength against these adversities. In this way, I saw the ill effects of colonization overcome by strengthening cultural identity through traditional stories and giving young Indigenous girls a voice in order to heal soul wounds. And I saw myself strengthening through art. From this experience, I wrote Wildflower Indigenous Spirit, which is performed by community members and filmed in an online format. Wildflower Indigenous Spirit is a play that I wrote that grew from a traditional Chippewa story. It is a culturally strengthening play that deals with a girl's journey through grief and loss and offers hope to anyone who's ever lost someone. Wildflower Indigenous Spirit is a love letter to my father. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. Benno Curie. In many ways, the most important thing that I can bring to help my community as an Indigenous girl is my voice, and I can do that through storytelling. All of us need to remember who we are and the great capacity we hold and reach the understanding that nothing is ever truly lost. This story helped me, and I hope it helps you. Miigwech, Achima, thank you. Know your stories.
Are you ready, Sophia? Okay, here we go.
Hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, hayoi maika, hayoi maika.
The moccasin wabiguan, a delicate and mighty wildflower that grows on the mountainside of the Anishinaabe people. My mother's people. This Chippewa tale passed on to me through my mother's lips tells of the most rare and precious flower of the north. A flower that is equal in strength and in frailty. You pick any part of the moccasin wabiguan and the whole plant will die. Yet this flower only grows in the harshest terrain imaginable. How can a flower be both delicate and strong? In an inland basin of desert plains and rugged canyons south of the San Bernardino and San Jacinto Mountains, there lives a mighty Cahuilla people. They are skilled in relation to the earth and all its creations, and they are wise in anomalous ways. To hear the spiritual beauty of Cahuilla bird songs is to know the meaning of sacred. The bird songs flourish in Cahuilla families the same as the wildflowers that sprout among the mountainside. Sometime in the past there was a man called Opichi, with a touch that could seep through the skin and clutch the heart. Opichi was my father, and upon the desert mountainsides he would sing and I would dance. Together my feet would stitch up the soil and his voice would match the heartbeats of every soul nearby. He told me,
Cahuilla bird songs tell the stories of our journey. They are the stories of our struggles, and they are the stories of our strength. Bird songs, they keep us alive. You must keep them on.
Will them you will die?
Yes, our spirits will die.
My spirit will never die. I am like a wild horse. I can never be tamed.
Wayne, you are like a rare wild spring flower. Close your eyes tonight.
my mother and father shared a powerful love. Each night he would sing to her.
I leave the moon behind every starry night. Don't cry your tears for me. I am in your memory, the joy of your company. I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me.
I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me.
Close your eyes and open your heart. The sun has kissed the moon. Good, good night. I leave the moon behind every starry night. Don't cry your tears for me. I am in your memory, the joy of your company. I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me.
Taking culture.
Underneath the taking it takes.
Being resilient.
Being courageous.
Being native.
On October 15th, 2012, Corey Kanush, an unarmed 35-year-old Paiute man, died under the hands of police brutality. Police, believing the car in which he was a passenger to be stolen, chased it to a stop. After Corey got out of the car, police shot him and left him dying and alone overnight. In the morning, he was pronounced dead.
Suquamish tribal member Daniel Covarrubias was fatally shot when reaching for his cell phone. He received a total of 515 words in the New York Times, which misidentified him as Latino.
Joseph Murphy died of a heart attack while being held in police custody. His jailers said, "I don't care," and yelled racial slurs. This 33-year-old Alaskan native died in January 2015 while being held face down by 4 officers.
Sarah Lee Circlebear, a 24-year-old Sioux mother of 2, jailed in South Dakota, died after being refused medical care. Say their names.
Daniel Covarrubias.
Christina Tahawa.
Laurel Synergy.
Rexdale Henry.
Native Americans are 3 times more likely to be killed by police than white Americans.
Yet these killings of natives go almost entirely unreported.
Stand down.
Say their names.
Put your hands where I can see them.
We have a right to be here.
Get back.
Wayne, go stay near and stand by your mother.
The only good Indian is a dead Indian.
Dad! Help! Help!
Wayne.
Dad!
Mashka Wincy. Say it.
Mashka Winzi.
Tadatabin.
Tadatabin.
Nibwakan.
Nibwakan.
Ishkode.
My mother wasted no time in the past, left no time for remembrance, until there was only a whisper of the Cahuilla ways, until it became scarce as flying fish to hear the hushed echo of Cahuilla bird singing.
Wayane, bonjour.
Bonjour, Michomis.
Well, happy late birthday to you, young Wayane. My life milestones seem to be evaporating all around me, just when I wish to cherish them the most.
How about you just cherish the present moment, silly man?
Ha! Silly, maybe. Wise, definitely. Which reminds me. I have got a birthday for you, Wayane.
That's so kind of you, Michomis.
I was wondering when you would show up with one of your birthday gifts.
Well, what do you mean, one of your birthday gifts?
When I was 8, the stray res dog, it took all of 2 days to drive Mom crazy.
Remember, she made this delicious and beautiful pot of ravioli from scratch.
And she never cooks.
I mean, it took her ages, and that dog took one look at that steamy bowl of goodness and ate it all before she could even taste her handiwork.
Forget her. I couldn't even get my hands on it.
If you got your hands on it, it would be devoured in seconds. You're worse than the dog.
True, but it smelled so good.
Mom was ready to kick him out after that. Imagine a puppy all alone in the streets.
Don't underestimate a res dog.
Luckily, she didn't have to because Velika claimed that she wouldn't step foot in the house again unless that dog stayed.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Yes, and now he eats everything in sight.
No, I promise there is nothing alive in this year's gift.
Mishomis, they're beautiful.
Only the best for my granddaughter. It's a special age. I was that age when I had my first vision.
Vision?
Yes, vision. They come when you need them. They grant wisdom.
What are these visions of, Grandpa?
Different per the individual. They're like shoes. They only fit the feet of the bestowed.
Well, what was your vision of?
When my father first told me about the gift of visions, I expected mine to entail great courage, a battle with a dishonorable adversary, and a clear call to action. But it was quite the opposite. It was better. They spoke of a boy who would one day encompass my every tender thought.
Who was the boy you saw?
It was Opichi, my son, your father. His face was beautiful. His heart was strong. His mind was wise. And his spirit was brave, much like myself. Having that knowledge put my life into perspective. I'm grateful.
When will I get my vision?
You must be patient, Wayane. It will come when it means to. Now don't let your mother know I spoke of this. She means to forget the old ways. It will be our secret.
Mom! How was Mishumis?
He made the classic Bannock tea.
Bannock, huh? Did you bring me some?
No, but Mom, there's something that
What happened to your forehead?
I crashed my bike riding home.
You crashed.
Yes, but Mom, there's something that I have to tell you. Something happened on the way home.
Wayne.
Ow!
The ice will make the swelling go down. Do you want to have a big bump on your forehead?
No, just gently.
If you hadn't been messing around with that bike.
I was distracted.
Distracted?
Yes, I was riding my bike home from Mishomis, and this bird kept trailing me.
A bird?
Subtle at first, but it kept getting more courage. I mean, if I puffed out my cheeks, I would have grazed its feathers.
A hawk?
It was gray and black with a bright red chest.
A red-breasted grosbeak.
I guess, but that's not even the weird part. Mom, I could hear it saying, "Oh, Pichichi, oh, Pichichi."
A pichichi?
Yes, and tell me that doesn't sound exactly like.
Wayne.
Mom, it said his name. It said, "Oh, Pichi."
Birds don't speak.
But
what do you want me to say?
I want you to believe me.
You want me to believe that your dad sent you a message through a bird. That he came back to communicate with you through a red-breasted grosbeak.
I know what it sounds like.
I can't entertain this. I have to work late at the hospital tonight.
But you worked the day.
They need more staff.
You just got back.
It means more overtime, which means more pay. Without your dad's income, we need the money.
You know, I could help get a job.
The only thing you need to worry about is school.
Where did you get this queer gourd rattle?
What rattle?
Avelica, where did you get the money for this? It must be worth at least.
It was a gift.
A gift from who?
From myself.
And we circle back to how you got the money?
I didn't use money.
Well, what do you mean? Then how did you... You stole it?
Shh, not so loud. I got it from Irish's shop.
How did you get it past her?
It was surprisingly easy. I just put it in my bag when she was weaving. She's become senile in her old age.
Avelica!
Don't give me that look. She overcharges for her stuff anyway.
That's not the point. This isn't like you. Stealing from her is stealing from our community. It's stealing from yourself.
Relax, okay? She's not gonna miss it.
Avelica is courageous. She has these impulses of incentive. Obstacles only seem to make her want to try harder. She is curious about the world, never overlooking what shouldn't be. She is becoming detached. I can feel her pulling away. Our bonds that were once tight are growing weak and faded. I depend on her to save me. When she has fallen, how do I pick her back up?
Where were you last night, Avelica? You don't think I didn't hear you stumbling into the kitchen at 3 a.m.? You could have at least tried to be quiet. Well, answer me. Where were you?
Out.
Doing God knows what.
I had the strangest dream last night. That red-breasted grosbeak I keep saying was in it. Remember, Mom, the one that I was telling you about.
This again?
Only it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like...
Don't all get up. I'll get it.
Avelica Mighty?
What's this about?
Avelica Mighty.
She's my daughter.
We got a report of shoplifting down at Iris's shop.
Avelica, did you steal from Irish's shop?
I didn't think she saw me.
She didn't. The complaint came from her son working in the shop.
Avelica, what were you thinking?
I'm gonna need to take her downtown.
Is this really necessary? She'll pay for any damages with her own money.
It was only a rattle.
You have a right to remain silent.
Mom?
Someone's got to teach you a lesson. You steal, you get caught.
You're letting them take me? Dad wouldn't have let them take me.
This wasn't my choice. You did this.
You have to go get her.
How am I going to get the bail money? It must be thousands.
You have to.
I know. You don't think I know that?
You'll find a way.
How? We can barely afford rent as it is.
You ever think that maybe the problem is that she's too detached from us? From herself, I mean, she's clearly lost.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we stopped shutting everything out from our life before Dad.
Wayne?
I'm saying that maybe the problem is we aren't spending enough time in the past.
Enough.
I'm saying that maybe it isn't even her fault, because she has no foundation to lean on.
Wayne, I said enough.
My mother has always carried me on her shoulders and my sister in her arms. Her childhood was filled with closed palms and shallow residence. Yet she still managed to find light in the darkness. I can see that light now fading. Her only salvation was stolen from her like fire to water. She is different now, broken, a part of her taken, leaving only a shadow of who she once was. I feel like I'm grieving not only my dad, but my once whole mom.
Yahweh!
Bird, you're back.
Well, that much is obvious.
And you speak. It's not possible. You.
A lot of things are possible, if you let them be.
What's going on? Is this my vision?
Oh, come on, kid.
Who are you? What is your purpose?
Just call me Robin.
Okay, Robin, is there something that you want me to see?
Is there something that you want to see?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. That's how this works, right? You bestow great wisdom in some form or the other?
If wisdom is what you're looking for, you need to go see Nokomi.
Nokomis?
She is the great-grandmother of these lands, very wise and very powerful.
Right, Nokomis. Where can I find her? Robin, what are you doing?
Smelling the most rare and wonderful flower of the north.
The moccasin wabik one.
Yes.
My father used to take me to fields, coddled in blankets of those flowers. Tiny moccasins. The image of beauty. They'd splash the forest floors with yellows, white, and pink. I used to wish I could make something of his admiration. Only a memory now. Bittersweet, painful, but precious.
Careful. You pick any part of this plant and it will die. These flowers are growing ever more scarce under the harsh winter skies.
Yet it grows from the harshest terrain imaginable, the soggy ground of the black spruce bog.
Or the rocky soil of a jack pine forest.
Such a difficult flower. Maybe if it grew in more fertile land in the meadows below the soaring mountaintops.
Wayne, you know as well as I do that these flowers only grow in the harshest of environments.
Seems to be tempting fate to me. Everything pitted against it, and yet it stands.
Persistent indeed. It takes these flowers 14 years to grow, but if given the opportunity, they will grow luxuriant for hundreds of years.
I never understood that. How could a flower be both delicate and strong?
We must reach Nokomis under the great spirit moon.
We? Are you some sort of spirit guide?
Sure. I'll be whatever or whomever you want me to be. Besides, I have business of my own with Grandmother Moon.
Why? What happens at nightfall?
You are tethered to the earth, and you must return from whence you came.
Well, how do I get back?
You have to realize what you came here for.
And if I don't?
You will.
Just how rugged is this journey ahead of us?
Oh, it is long and rugged. Those are beautiful moccasins.
All that pacing will give me a headache, you know? So, what got you busted? Let me guess. One too many traffic tickets. Vandalism.
Aren't they supposed to put men and women in separate holding cells?
Must be my long hair. That or the overcrowding. No, it's COVID fear. Nothing is as it should be. Maybe they think we're related.
Yeah, just my luck.
Hey, now I got it. Decided to go for a joyride.
Burglary.
Ooh. And what did you steal?
A rattle. A CAHUILLA gourd rattle.
You're here for shoplifting? And here you had me starting to believe you were some sort of notorious organizer, creating unrest out there. Now, don't give me the silent treatment. I didn't mean anything by it. That must have been one hell of a rattle.
It was.
And what did you prove by doing it? Seems to me like you wanted to be caught. You know, wanted a certain someone to catch you, to pay attention. Been there. Let me tell you, that's not the way.
And why should I take advice from you? You're in the same place as me. Maybe you should have followed your own golden advice.
Well, I can't hardly disagree with you there now, can I?
Obviously, you never got the outcome you wanted.
I got you to stop pacing, didn't I?
Can we take a rest stop?
Already?
Well, don't just stand there gawking. You said that our path would be, how did you put it, a wasteland of white and chilling cold? I wish I'm being cooked by this heat. Besides, you flew here with the wind at your heels. Much more convenient.
Flying does keep me from the ravishing heat. That much is true. But have trust that we will be among the biting frost soon enough. And then you'll wish that you could be back here, basking in the comforting heat of the desert sun. Desert sun.
Comforting, right. What's it like, anyway?
What's what like?
Having the wind at your heels? Flying, I mean.
There is no way to compare it to a human experience. It really is something of its own. It was terrifying in the beginning, falling, looking around at the jagged trees and the rocky mountainside. The stability of Mother Earth getting closer every second. You look for anything that might save you from tumbling and tumbling to your death. But the answer, it doesn't come from the world around you. It comes from within. Your spirit, it sings a song that you did not know was in you. And then you begin to fly.
It's like a song. If you could somehow put it to words, if you could somehow sing the way you felt, what song would you sing?
When I was very young, younger than even you, my mother, she got sick and she died. The Creator took her from me. I suspect she knew what was coming because she gave me what I needed to survive her loss. A song from the heart, a song that she told me would let me know that she would be with me the only way she could be. Close your eyes and open your heart. The sun has kissed the moon. Good, good night. I leave the moon behind every starry night. Don't cry your tears for me. I am in your memory, the joy of your company. I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me.
My father used to sing me that song every night. It was my mother's favorite. Or it used to be.
Can you feel the sun?
Well, something is causing the sweat on my forehead.
No. I mean, when the rays hit your skin, can you feel whose skin it is?
Well, I'm guessing my own.
Close your eyes.
What? Why?
Just do as I say. What do you feel?
Scorching heat.
Is that all?
Sweaty palms.
You need to try harder if you want to discover the knowledge you are here to gain. We need to continue on. We can't waste any more time. Come, it only gets harder from here.
You're right. Pacing is obnoxious.
An inhuman thing is to lock someone in a cage.
Why are you here?
So I could cross paths with you.
Right. Just answer my question. You're not a murderer, are you?
I can only answer yours when you answer mine. Why'd you want that rattle so bad? Seems to me you're a little confused. Girls don't rattle.
I'm aware of that.
So what are you planning to do with it?
It was a gift from my father. Besides, traditional rattles shouldn't be sold like trinkets.
Well, I reckon getting arrested wasn't the surprise you wanted to give him.
He won't know the difference.
Why's that?
Answer my question. Why are you here?
I said I could answer your question, not that I would.
Enough with the riddles. Now you're giving me a headache.
I doubt the truth could be any more exciting than what you're creating in your head. A murderer. You should thank me for the excitement I'm giving you. It can get boring in these cells. I will tell you one thing, my name, and that's Nayati.
This is the windswept lake of groaning ice.
Yet it lay silent, asleep. There is nothing here.
Listen closely.
Go home, little girl. Give up. Don't stay here. We've seen your kind. We know what you've done.
What is that?
Go away. Don't come.
That is the echo of your
There's
thoughts.
nothing for you here. It's over. Go home, little girl.
I can see my reflection in the slick
Don't
eyes
stay.
staring
You're
back at me.
done. We've seen your
Wayne,
kind. Go home.
do not look
Don't
into your,
come back. Go
your
home.
reflection.
Don't come back.
Look up.
Go away, little girl. Give up. Don't
It's
stay.
over.
We've seen your kind. We've seen your kind.
Robin!
We know what you've done. Go away.
I can see myself.
There's nothing for you.
Yet it is only me.
It's over.
I am alone.
Go home, little girl.
Go back.
This is not a journey task to a little girl.
You're weak.
Scars you carry are deep.
Scars given to you at birth.
Trauma you will carry with you.
Your family will never survive this.
You aren't strong.
You are alone. What wisdom could you possibly receive that would change that truth?
I want to disappear, melt into this lake and dissolve into the stillness. I am done searching for something I will never again get to see.
You know there's only one thing now that can save you.
Your father.
Dadatabin, go quickly. Do not be held up in the lake that freezes time. Dadatabin, go quickly. Mashka Winzi, be strong.
Mashka Winzi.
Wayne, are you hurt? Wayne,
They are right.
who is?
The voices. There is nothing I can do. Why are we as natives so pushed down? I feel as though the whole world wants to hold me back. They want our history of grief to be something we never let go of.
There is Ishkode, the fire inside of you. You can use it to melt the ice and your pain away.
Wayne, why have you come to see me?
I come seeking wisdom.
No, you come seeking a cure, a healing medicine. You're as cold as ice. Leave us. Your journey has not been an easy one, and yet you were compelled to take it anyway, all while knowing the risks.
I didn't have a choice. I was brought here in a dream.
Wayne, there is always a choice.
The vision may have come from within me, but I did not choose it. It chose me.
The vision is not within you, Wayne. The vision is you. A light, a curious fire, a tenacious spirit, dampened.
I need your help. Okay, my family is sick with grief and they need a healing medicine, something that you can give me.
What makes you think I have the answers you seek?
Robin told me.
Robin?
Yes, he was here a minute ago. He's gray and black with a bright red chest.
Come, my child, let us sit among the Makisinwa big ones. You know these flowers, don't you? They mean something to you.
What do they mean to you?
To me, they are balance. Look at the Makisinwa big ones. What do you see?
Flowers shaped like tiny moccasins, yellow, white, and pink.
Beyond that, beyond what the eyes can see, Mushu Tuming, feel what you do not see.
They grow from a rocky and harsh terrain.
And
yet they grow delicately, beautifully, graciously. Harsh, but delicate, strong, but weak.
balance. There cannot be one without the other. There is no rainbow without the rain.
Yeah, but these flowers, they're dying. Winter is too harsh for their frail petals.
It is what comes after the storm, Wayane, not before.
I don't understand.
Tell me about your birth.
Why?
You must understand your past if you are ever to understand your future.
My birth was called a miracle. My spirit and life were not calibrated together. The doctor said my mother's womb was empty, but I was determined to live, so I did.
That spirit has followed you into this life. You are a fighter.
That's where you're wrong. I need your help because I can't find the answers within me.
You remind me of a man who came to see me sometime in the past.
A man?
He was lost and confused, much like yourself.
This man.
Opichi.
He was here?
Yes.
You've seen him?
Yes. He came seeking my guidance.
Where is he now?
Back from whence you came, at the entrance to the gates between this world and your own.
That's the answer, isn't it? He is the only man who can pick up the pieces to my broken family. He is the mashkiki, the healing herbs.
That is not the answer.
How could it not be?
Look at the sun. What do you see?
Why is everyone so obsessed with the sun in this world?
Mushu Tuming, who do you sense?
I feel the sunlight dancing on my eyelids, lighting up the deep dusty red desert and the rocks that are scattered around me. I feel my arms and they feel strong. They could push away a boulder, they could pull me up a mountainside, but they are also tender. They could comfort a friend, they could carry in the groceries for my mother, and they could brush my sister's long, sopping hair. I feel the sun seeping deep into my soul, like a wildflower. I have to go to him. I have to find him.
No, you cannot tonight. We will meet tomorrow and discuss more together. It is too dark and too cold to travel tonight.
Hello?
Mom? I need your help. I know you're mad, but please, I'm your daughter.
Where's Wayane?
What? What do you mean she isn't with you?
Don't lie to me.
I'm not.
She hasn't been back since they took you. And you talked to her. I know you know where she is.
Mom, listen to me. Just pay the fine and I'll help you look.
Was that your plan all along? You're holding her ransom because you don't believe I'll come up with money for bail? You don't deserve your freedom.
You wonder why she ran away. Isn't it obvious you drive everyone away?
I don't feel I even know you anymore.
Because you don't. I've changed.
That I can see.
So have you. You like to talk all high and mighty, but you're the worst of all. I wish it had been you that died and not Dad.
So, tough break?
My mom won't pay Naiti.
Won't or can't?
My sister's missing. Got fed up with my mom, I guess. My mom thinks I'm hiding her. Isn't that rich?
Where do you suppose your sister is?
Your guess is as good as mine. Ever since my dad died, she's been trying to hold my family together, but I guess she just broke. Saw me for what I am, a lost cause.
Your dad died? But I thought, the rattle?
I didn't need to pour all my problems into you, Naiti. I guess it's too late for sparing you now.
Don't worry about me. I can take it.
And anyways, it was only a half lie. I did want to give it to him. It was my birthday a few years back, and my mom went all the way into town to get me my favorite cake. It was a small cake, small enough for each of us to only have one piece. And I finished mine before everyone else, and I remember thinking I should get Wayane's piece because it was my birthday, and my mom took her side, of course. And we just got into this huge fight. I ran into my room, ready to spend the rest of my birthday alone, on a tear-stained pillow. My pride wouldn't allow for any other way, and neither would my mother's. But then someone knocked on my door, and I remember hoping that it was my mom to say she was sorry, but it wasn't her. It was my dad, and in his hand a piece of cake. At first I was confused because I had seen him scarf down his piece, but then I thought I must have gotten my way because Wayne must have given up her piece for me. But my dad told me that my mother had given up her piece so that I wouldn't be sad anymore. My dad always kept peace within the family, so when his birthday rolled around, I wanted to get him something nice. He loved Kuya bird singing almost as much as he loved us, and so naturally a gourd rattle was the perfect gift. But then when I wanted to get for him, I couldn't afford. I guess I figured I would give it to him next year once I had saved up the money, but then next year with him never came.
So, you took it. Well, since you told me your story, I suppose it's only right that I tell you mine. My story starts how most stories end. I fell in love with a girl. Her name was Manil. She was wise. I think that's what drew me to her the most. She understood things in ways that most people couldn't. She was nurturing, kind, and always right. I loved her more than the sun loved the moon, or just as much, so naturally we were expecting a baby girl. We were going to name her Kayo. I was proud that my indigenous knowledge wouldn't die with me. Anyway, one day, Manil didn't come home. At first I thought, she must be staying with her mother, mad at me for some reason or the other, probably deserved it, but I called and she hadn't seen her. I called the police, but they weren't much help. Native women going missing more than they could count. They gave no search party, no flyers. They didn't just care about what happened to my Manil. So I did everything myself. I was about to go another day of searching and searching when someone knocked on my door. I'll never forget the man's face. His face was weathered with frown lines and he was sweating with nerves. He told me they had found a woman's body and needed me to identify her. She didn't look like herself. Her mouth, which always twitched up with a smile, was pointed downward, and our baby Kaio had not survived. They never found out who did it, never even expended out a search. They both became more statistics. I lost 2 girls that day.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, as to your question of why I'm here, they're blaming me. The easy choice when they're being pressured to find someone, in their eyes, I'm just another guilty Indian.
I must go to them. I must find them. There's no time.
Going somewhere?
Where have you been?
Like I said, I had business to attend to.
Well, don't try to stop me.
Stop you? I'm coming with you.
Opichi, don't go tonight. It is too dangerous.
I would not go if I did not have to. You know this is our only chance of returning home.
The time for her to return has come and gone.
What if it was Nayati? Wouldn't you try to help? She's ready.
She's not ready. She may become lost in the frozen land completely.
She is my daughter. She's ready.
And if she's not?
She is ready. She's ready.
Where is Wayne?
She has gone.
Gone, but she can't survive the storm.
Nothing is certain, Kaio. Only time will tell.
Where is she gone?
To find Opichi.
When he visited here, what did he ask of you?
Same as Wayane. They are more alike than she knows.
She has Ishkode, fire inside her.
So did Opichi. She must use it to melt away her doubts.
Why are you coming with me?
What?
Seems like quite the sacrifice for someone you just met.
Well, what about you?
Now it's my turn to be confused.
You are going in search of your father. That's quite a risk.
Yes?
So why take it?
There's no choice. You do anything for family.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why you came here with me.
This family of yours, what are they like?
It's just my mom, my sister, and often Mishomis, my grandfather. My sister, Avelika, she's very headstrong. She'd probably be able to conquer this world 5 times over by now. And my mom, Winona, losing my dad hit her the hardest. She's trying to do what's best for our family, but it doesn't always feel right.
And what does she feel is best?
She wants to forget her pain, and my dad is a big part of that. She's erasing him. But it's like as she does that, she's erasing a part of herself and a part of me and Avelika.
She's erasing him. How?
She's taking away everything he loved. The Cahuilla culture. We don't go to hear the bird singers anymore. We don't dance alongside our brothers and sisters. My dad had this gift. He was this amazing Cahuilla bird singer. And now it's like speaking those words in my house is a sin. But it's quiet without his songs. Empty.
But you're a bird dancer. Surely you still dance.
My mom thinks bird dancing is just an extension of that pain.
But he loved you. He lives on in you.
but maybe that's the problem. My mom wants to erase him, and we're part of him. It's like we're a part of her pain and a part of her torment.
But you're also reminders of her joy.
Sometimes I think it would just be easier to forget and move on, and I'm just so tired of fighting.
So you're just going to forget about him then?
No, I don't want to. That's why we have to go find him and bring him home.
Wayne, there's something you should know.
What?
You cannot bring your father back.
What?
Once a soul leaves for the next world, there's no coming back.
No, you're lying. Nokomi said.
She said you could find him, not that you could bring him back.
Go home, little girl. Give up. Don't stay here.
We were never
We've seen
going
your
to save
kind. We
him.
know what you've done. Go
Then
away.
why are you here? Isn't me being in
There's
this world
nothing for
dangerous
you
enough?
here.
Why push
It's
me to
over.
go?
Your chance to return
Go
is
home,
running
little
thin.
girl.
There is
Give
now
up.
only one way
Don't
out.
stay. You're done. We've seen your kind. Go
What?
home and don't come back. Go
How do
home
I
and
get
don't
out?
come back.
You must realize
Go
what you came
away.
here to know.
It's over. We've seen your kind.
That's all you ever say, but you offer no
We've seen
guidance
your
on how to
kind.
get
We know
there.
what you've done.
Wayne,
Go away.
Why betray Nokomis and help me?
There's nothing for you here.
Why?
It's over.
Nokomi
Go home,
believes
little girl.
that your window
Give
to
up.
return home
Don't stay. You're
has
done.
closed.
We've seen your kind. Go home and don't come
What?
back. Go home and don't come
But
back.
that is not true.
Go away, little girl. It's over.
Well, maybe
We've
it
seen
should
your
close. At least then I would
Kind.
finally
We've
be
seen
with
your kind. We
Opichi.
know what
No,
you've
it doesn't work like that.
Go
You
away.
cannot stay here if you have not learned
There's
what you were
nothing for
supposed
you
to in your
here.
life.
It's over.
Opichi is here
Go
because
home,
he has.
little girl. Give up. Don't stay. You're
Then what
done.
will happen to me?
We've seen your kind. Go home and don't come
I'm not
back.
sure.
Go home and don't come back. Go away, little girl. It's over.
Where are
We've
you
seen
taking
your
me?
kind.
This world
We've
mirrors
seen
your own.
kind. We know what you've
I thought
done.
that if I took you to the
Go
same
away.
place Opichi used to take you, to see
There's
the
nothing
moccasin
for you
big
here.
ones,
It's over.
that it might trigger
Go
something.
home, little girl. Give
How
up.
do you know about
Don't
that?
stay. You're done.
Who are you?
We've
I-
seen your kind. Go
I'm your
home
spirit
and don't
guide.
come back. Go
I know
home
these
and don't
things.
come back.
Please, Wayne,
Go away.
I'm here to help you.
It's over.
If
We've
you were
seen
here to
your
help me, you would take me to the entrance of this
We've
world to
seen
see
your kind. We
Opichi.
know what you've done. Go
Wayne,
away.
there isn't time to do that.
There's nothing for you here. It's over.
I would rather
seen
see
your
him
kind.
one
We
last
know what
time
you've done.
and then go to uncertain
Go
safety.
away.
But your family needs you. It's a
There's
risk
nothing
that you
for
must
you
take.
here. It's over. We've seen your kind.
I
We know
can't.
what you've done.
Yes, you can.
Go away.
It's like you said, there
There's
is no
nothing
other
for you
choice.
here. It's over.
You do anything
We've
for
seen
your
your
family.
kind. We know what you've done. Go away.
Then I know what my wisdom is.
There's nothing for
My
you
mom was
here.
right all along.
It's over. We've
I must
seen your
forget
kind.
him
We
and
know
move
what
on.
you've done. Go
That
away.
can't be the answer.
There's nothing for you here.
So you're just going to forget all about him.
We've seen your kind. We know what you've
Just
done.
like everything in this
Go
world, nothing
away.
is my choice.
Don't come back.
I don't want
There's
to, but
nothing for you here.
I have to.
It's over.
Where are you going?
Go home, little girl.
I have to do this on my own.
You cannot succeed.
You will not survive this time.
Your sister and mother will fall in your absence.
The scars you carry are deep.
Scars given to you at birth.
Trauma you will carry with you, always.
Who are you? How do you know me?
We know your kind.
Seen many like you.
You natives are so weak.
Another weak Indian. Your family won't survive this time.
And it is your fault.
Look at you now. Where are you?
You're alone.
We'll take your moccasins.
Gawain!
Your feet are cold and bare, and you will bleed to death.
I try to run, but with each step, crystals cut into my flesh.
I am the spirits of the dead.
The northern lights.
Here to guide you.
Why have you come to help me? Again?
Your family now walks a thin line of the world of the living and the world of the dead.
You must hurry back to them so they are not tempted to join us in the sky.
Maybe I will be the next one among you. I am weak and bare. I cannot continue this journey.
Nibwakan, be wise.
Nibwakan, be wise? First Mashka Winzi, then Dada Tabin, now Nibwakan, be wise? Those are all things my father told me when he died. Who are you?
I have a secret that your mind now needs to know. I never left you. I watch over you as you grow. I am the whispers you hear in the wind. I am the weathered lines in the moments you have grinned. I am the sunlight that brings the day. I am the swirling stars that paint the sky gray. When your eyelids flutter and you see slumber gone, I am the nudge that sends you galloping towards the dawn. I am the earth that molds your feet in play. I am a reflection of the things you say. Do not think I have left you, for it is all one big disguise. And I smile upon you in each new sunrise.
Father? It was you who saved me from the deep cold and silence frost. It was you, the robin, who guided me here.
Wayne, you did that yourself. I was merely an encouraging voice, a voice you will always have.
Dad, our family is not going to be able to survive without you. We need you there with us.
Wayne, I never left.
I don't understand.
I am with you in every breath. I am the sun who warms you in the morning, and the stars that watch over you in the night.
It is not enough.
Wayne, I am in you.
In me?
I am the fire, the Eshkode inside you. I am the wisdom and the curiosity in your spirit. I am the joyful outlook and the playful adventure inside your soul. I am the kindness and the compassion in your heart. Gifted to me by my Father, it now rests in you, always.
I'm sorry, Father, but I failed you. I am not those things. I am weak.
Wayne, you have already proven yourself strong.
I have?
Look all around you.
Where did my footprints go?
Here, where you lost your moccasins, and wherever you stepped with your bleeding feet, the moccasin Wabigwan now grows.
They're shaped like my moccasins. I grew these flowers?
They only grow from harsh terrain, but when they grow magnificent. You have found beauty in pain, wildflowers in snow.
Wildflowers.
Your name, Wayne, means little flower, because although you are as clever as a coyote, chipper as a quokka, and brave as a horse, you are also just as precious and rare as a wild spring flower. Tell me, what do you feel?
I feel the sun's rays seep deep into my soul. Even when night falls, its rays are still inside me. The sun's scorches are sunken so deep I will never be free of them, because they are in me and in everything I see.
I am your son.
And I am your wildflower.
Even though we as natives are born in harsh circumstances, the gifts given us by our ancestors are just as strong as the forces of night and day. We have survived so much, and it is because of our grandparents that we are here today, and we possess the fire deep in our hearts. We are strong, we are free spirits, and our fire will never go out.
Because it is who we are.
You must go back now to your mother and Avelica. It is important that you show them the light that is inside of them.
But how? It was hard enough to realize it on my own.
You will find a way. I know you will.
So this is goodbye?
There is no word for goodbye in the Chippewa or CAHUILLA language. I will be with you always, just as my Father will always be with me, for he is even within you.
I miss you.
I will be with you in the only way that I can be.
I will not let you be forgotten. Gegawagamin minawagegach. Until we meet again.
Until we meet again.
I feel powerless.
Well, being behind bars will do that to you.
It goes beyond that. How can Indigenous people have a chance when the very system that is supposed to keep us safe is rigged against us?
Strange world.
Nairi,
Yeah, kid?
what am I gonna do?
If we natives are anything, we are resilient. We have survived genocide, survived the Indian Removal Act, boarding schools. Nothing will ever destroy it or you. Of that, I'm certain.
Thanks. I guess you are wise in your own way.
I'm glad I'm teaching someone this. Indigenous culture and wisdom needs to stay alive. And if it couldn't be my own daughter that I taught so well, I'm glad it was you.
Avelica Mighty, your mom came after all.
Wish me luck.
I have a feeling you won't be needing it.
Thanks for getting me out.
Don't thank me. Thank Nayeti Moon. He paid your bail.
He did?
Yeah, he left this message. A note with your name on it.
Dear Avelica, now I know you must be angry with me for skipping out on you. I reckon you would like to thank me in person, but I was never one for goodbyes. And anyway, I feel you did more for me than I for you. You reminded me of my Menil. And you got a whole lot of spunk in you, maybe too much spunk for your own good. But you were also wise. The night before you came to me, I had a dream. In the dream, a robin and a girl came. And there was something strikingly familiar about her, but I was sure my eyes had never seen the face before. The robin told me that someone very special was coming and that I should do right by helping her. He told me this girl was brave, intelligent, and courageous. So when you walked through the holding cell door, I knew it must be you. I reckon someone's looking out for you. He told me to tell you that a great misconception is that you have to think to understand. But understanding goes beyond that. Believing isn't thinking, it's knowing. I didn't really know what to make of this until I met you and realized there must be some truth to my dream. And you know what? I know who that little girl beside Robin was. She my baby girl, my Kayo. And you helped me believe that. For the first time in a long time, I don't believe or think. I know. I feel it in my spirit. I feel it in my soul.
Wayne wasn't lying. The bird was Opeachy.
I'm worried about Wayne, Avelica.
She's okay. I can feel it.
You're naive, Avelica. Don't you know what happens to Indigenous girls? Native girls and women in this country represent 40% of the sex trafficking industry, and we represent what, like 1% of the population? I won't let that happen to her.
Hayoi maika, asu edem. Hayoi maika, asu edesu.
Mom!
Wayne?
Is that really you? I was up all night looking for you. Where have you been?
I had a vision.
You disappear and you come back telling stories?
If I had not come back, would you just forget me, like you're doing with Opeachy?
What?
I saw him.
You did?
Wayne, stop it.
I understand why you want to forget him. He is a reminder of what you lost.
Some things are better left in the past.
You're wrong. It is the journey of life. We are here to experience pain, to gather strength and endeavor to persevere, and we heal by remembering.
We're here to suffer?
But we have the tools to handle it. Our ancestors made sure of that. And Opeachy is not gone. Mother, he is in your selfless acts. Avelica, he is in your courage. And he is in my smile and my playfulness.
Enough of this nonsense.
Mom, if you would just listen.
No, I am your mother, and you will listen to me. What do I have to do to get you to stop torturing me? It is better to forget.
Haven't we forgotten enough? We have to remember to heal.
We will only find pain down that road.
Maybe, but we will be lost without it. Do not cry your tears for me. I am in your memory. Times of joy and company. If I close my eyes and open up my heart, I will find you deep within me.
I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me. Maybe we can go to the singing of the birds next month. There will be lots of CAHUILLA bird singers.
I would like that. The greatest loss in life is not loss itself, but who we forget when trying to erase who we are. The first step in healing and saving our people is to remember our Indigenous culture and stories. Only through the voices of our ancestors can we recognize who we are. There once was a man called Opeachy, with a touch that could seep through the skin and clutch the heart. He was rare, with a profound connection to his culture he felt peace in. He dedicated his life to saving the CAHUILLA bird songs, as he knew we would be lost without them. Sacred bonds of laughter followed him wherever he went, and he knew the meaning of life.
Close your eyes and open your heart. The sun has kissed the moon. Good night. I leave the moon behind every starry night. Don't cry your tears for me. I am in your memory, the joy of your company. I close my eyes and open my heart to find you deep within me.
Scene.
Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah, yoi Micah, Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah, Asu edem, Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah, Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah, yoi Micah, Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah, Asu edem, 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 Hayoi Micah, yoi Micah.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for sharing that. We were going to have a couple of minutes. We have about about 9 minutes to ask questions. If anybody has any questions. Hello, Mr. James Fenelon. It's so good to see you. Hello, Renda and Sophia. So we just have a 10 minutes for a quick question and answer, or maybe just for you to talk about the process of working on your piece. Let me see if there's anything in the Q&A here. Oh, there is a raised hand. Hold up. I don't know how to do a raised hand.
Laura, would you like to speak? I will give you the go-ahead.
Yes.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask about the process. Just as I was typing, Jackie, you said that, and I am very curious about it. Sophia, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for this wonderful offering and sharing your artistry with all of us.
Thank you. Yeah, so really the process for me was just first and foremost diving into these traditional stories, going back to these, these archetypes of these characters and Indigenous stories that are so rich, and that, you can pull so much from that. And I think my first step was just finding this story called The Legend of the Lady Slipper, which was about, this wildflower, this beautiful flower that can grow from the harshest soils imaginable, but outlive us all. And it's just, how can this flower be so delicate? If you pick any part of it, the whole colony will die, but it will only grow from the most unlikely circumstances. And it's kind of this, this strange and fascinating aspect of nature that native wisdom turned into this, this beautiful legend, this beautiful story. And then I saw that and I wanted to turn that into something. I saw that mirrored into today. That story also has to deal with disease. In that story, Wayane has to get the mashkiki, the healing medicine, because her village is under attack by a disease, and all the elders are falling ill, and her brother falls ill, and her family falls ill, and so she takes it upon herself to save her people. And I thought that paralleled so much with today and what everyone is dealing with the pandemic and all the issues, how it's disproportionately affecting natives alone. And I thought there's so much wisdom. They got through that, and we've gotten through that in the past. And so we can get through it again. So it was definitely a lot of delving into the story and then pulling out the themes, and definitely a lot of collaboration too with, everyone you saw in the play, Jim, Isabella, Renda, and so many others, Vince, Valerie, so many others. And they're so wise. And I learned so much from them. And I think the aspect of community too was so essential to me. And, this play is really a reflection of all of us. And, and all that they were able to give me, and that when we work together, and that elder youth relationship that I think is so important. And yeah, at its core, kind of how I touched on, it's a love letter to my dad, because my dad was this this cultural carrier, and he believed in work that helped us remember who we are, that connected youth with elders and involved sharing the arts as a community. And I thought that, what better way to give a tribute to him, to stay connected to him, than to produce a play for him and to help people who are dealing with loss in their own lives, because I know that that's not specific to me, that's a universal aspect. So yeah, that was kind of the journey of how it came to be. And so yes.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about the nonprofit and what you have set up? And am I right in that there's a library somewhere associated with your nonprofit? Maybe just talk about that a little bit, because that's I think a great development as well.
Yeah, so I really wanted this project, this tribute to my father, to be sustainable. I wanted it to, outlast me, to help, the greatest outreach that it could possibly be. So I thought that a nonprofit would be, that best forum, and it would involve, so many people. Isabella works in the nonprofit. My mom works in the nonprofit. It's a really community heavy community. And so we have a collaboration of books, because my dad loved to collect books. He collected, how many do you think there were? Like thousands of native books that are just really knowledgeable, and there are these stories, they're these, timeless entities that can tell us how to deal with, virtually anything, because they've gone through it before. So we donated these books to the Dorothy Ramon Learning Center, and they set up a library in his name, so the Luke Madrigal Archive, and as a part of the Dorothy Ramon Learning Center library, so that anyone can go check them out and they can be shared with the community. So it's really, really wonderful. But yeah, the nonprofit's goal is really to give, these healing strategies to Indigenous people dealing with universal themes of hardships around the globe.
Is there, I know that you've done some workshops online. I'm just trying to see if there's more things in the chat, but I have to do this with my glasses because I have bifocals, but let me just look. Is there a way that people can participate in the workshops now during COVID, that maybe people up here could participate in workshops that might not be available later?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've had 2 workshops, and we're gonna lead another one pretty soon. But to kind of stay up to date with that information, we have an Instagram. It's at Indigenous Storytelling, where we kind of post about works that are going on under the nonprofit, whether that be plays or workshops or books or things like that. And we also have a website that we'll drop that in the chat in a second. But yeah, definitely just kind of staying up to date with kind of what we do, I think would be the best way. Yeah, so definitely just following that.
Great. We have about 2 minutes left. I just wanted to know, thank you, Isabella and Sophia and Renda and James. I guess I just wanted to know, Isabella, where you are now. Are you in college now? And Sophia, are you in high school now? Just sort of in the growth pattern of you two.
Yes, I am actually in college right now. I'm attending Harvard College, which is very exciting. So I'm on campus right now, but I was actually also on campus last semester when we filmed this project. So that was really exciting. And yeah, I would just like to echo everything Sophia has said about, the remarkable kind of project that she's created in the form of this movie and this play. That really is so much an attribute to, our father, but also to the importance of storytelling and the fact that we don't heal by forgetting, we heal by remembering. And so I think that's such a beautiful thing that she's carrying forward, and something that I hope will continue, and I think will continue under this nonprofit.
And there's a thing in the chat that says, a beautiful tribute to among the finest Native man I've known, 1 year later from his lovely daughters and the family who represents your culture so well. And that's from Jim Fenelon. Nicolette says, have you performed this elsewhere too? It's such a beautiful tribute to your father and a great balm for others' loss. Have you?
Yes. We've had 2 other performances at the Dorothy Ramon Learning Center and then the Breath of Fire International Theater Company. So we've had a few performances, and obviously, you know, we can still keep it going because it's in form of a film, which is kind of unique and special about this project, and having to do that in quarantine, having to make it, you know, largely a film process. I think there are also some benefits that we definitely utilized. So it will probably be performed again as well. Again, like follow the Instagram to kind of stay up to date with what we do. I don't know if Jim wants to add anything or if Vince wants to add anything. They were definitely really instrumental in this process.
We have about 1 minute left just before we start our next show. It's ready to go for 8:30. So yeah, Jim and Vince, if you have something quick to say, then I'm sorry that our time, our feedback time is so short.
Bravo, bravo.
Nice. Thank you, Jim. I want to thank you so much for joining us yet again up here in Humboldt County, 3 times a charm. So thank you for always being willing to share your stories with us and your community with us. We deeply appreciate it.
Just one last thing, Vince. I saw Vince just come on.
Oh. Vince?
Yeah, I just want to thank the Madrigals, Sophia Isabella, for the stories that you've been creating. It's such powerful source material. And I think this play really just, you know, the character I played is, you know, the father. And that's really just Luke. So, you know, it was a real honor to stand in for him and to, you know, really keep his voice, you know, his tradition, his life alive. So really appreciate that to take part.
Thank you so much for joining us. So everybody look in the chat, keep in touch. We will post this. We'll have information about where you can reach out, and we will see you again, I'm sure. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned. Coming up is a very rare variety show with Rachel Post, a young performer here from Arcata, California,